So I have planned to, because in every school the children are also studying through the e-learning procedures, and we too also have to go for the e-learning procedure. Whether we, even if we have spent 1 month without coming to school, and apart from that, in the class 10th, class 9th, class 12 children are also studying near me, and they're also learning through this way. So you also try to learn this all the modules. Even I'll be updating maths, science comprises of the four parts actually, not three parts, physics, chemistry and biology, and plus AVST. So in our science book from the class 8th, even from the class 7th, we also have studied like that. In the class 8th also, we are going to the book, science book is comprised of 18 chapters. So out of 18 chapters, all physics is having near about 6 chapters physics, and let me tell you what are the chapters name also. That is the force and pressure, the first chapter. Then after the friction, then sound, then light, then natural phenomenon, and after that current, electricity. So these are the 6 chapters of the physics we will be learning, and biology is also there, and chemistry, and some parts of EVST. Environmental science is also comprised in the science parts. So today I have planned to start the day and of your classes, so class 8 children of my school. So it's a good job. So please understand, and some innovative questions also I have given as a homework of your in the note, and so please do that work, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the group too, and shortly I will be adding myself in the group if you are interested, if you all are interested for learning. So school is also planning to provide you all, so they have already forwarded one of the app, they have forwarded to you one of the app through which you are learning, so that is also a good one. So here we can interact among ourselves. Your doubts you can ask me, and so that I can send you. So that is one procedure you have to learn by anyhow, whatever is provided, that is only. So whatever it comes to your mind, you can even ask to me, so you can also explore your mind. Let's start the first chapter of physics, force and pressure. You know, in our day-to-day lives, so this force comes into play in everywhere, but we do not notice. हम लोग कहाँ नोटिस नहीं करते ये फोर्स हुआ बोल के. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द डे मॉर्निंग, जैसे तुम लोग उठते हो बेड से, नहीं, जब तुम लोग उठे तो तुम लोग क्या किए बताओ. सो यू आर वॉकिंग, that is also one kind of force, that is called force of friction. So you are walking, that is a friction force you are applying on the ground to walk ahead. If the ground is slippery, you cannot able to walk, so that is the force. Then you are going to the washroom, and you are just using the brush and you are applying the paste. So that is toothpaste you are squeezing, so you are changing its shape and size, that means you are applying the force. So everywhere you are switching on the fan, you are applying the force. Papa said you please go and purchase this all the things, and you have to come back to the home on time. So you are going to the shop, you are asking, you are carrying a handbag in your hand, you are carrying that, that's the load, that is also force you have applied to balance, and you are coming to your home. You are carrying water bucket, that is also balancing, that is an example of what force also you have applied. You know, day-to-day lives, everywhere we do that. Again, another example let me give you, that is another example let me give you. So suppose you are writing the notebooks, you are writing the notebook, you are learning in the sense you are not applying any force anywhere, but when you're writing you are applying the force also on the pen, so that it will balance to write, and where it has to be depend, the letters would be dark, you are balancing in that way. So those are the examples of the force. You might have seen the coolies carrying the load on his head in the station, in platform, otherwise in the bus stop. In railway stations, you might have seen many people used to pull a wagon, others pull one load, a trolley, so which is loaded with some weights. That is the example of the force they have applied. You might have seen the rickshaw puller, the rickshaw cart pullers, and those are the examples of what forces also. So day-to-day lives we come across so many forces. So today I'm going to teach you what is force and what are the things related to the force. So let me go for the book now. Let me show you. So here I have written the class 8 science physics, force and pressure, friction, sound, current and natural phenomena, lights. These are the chapters of the science physics part. First chapter, force and pressure, children. You can see in the class 7th, you have already learned how objects move in our day-to-day lives. Do you recall how we can decide whether an object is moving faster or then slower? When does the distance moved by the object is in unit time indicate also? You also know that a moving object like a ball rolling on the ground slows down. Sometimes it may change the direction of motion also. Those are the example. You can see here example number 1. सो ए गोल कीपर सेविंग द गोल, जब भी कोई भी जैसे अपोनेंट टीम में होता है, जो भी दूसरा टीम जब गोल करने की कोशिश करता है, वहाँ पे गोल कीपर जो होता है उसे बॉल को रोकने के लिए कोशिश करता रहता है. दैट इज़ हाउ मच ही इज़ ऑल्सो अप्लाइंग अ फोर्स. So the opponent team, they are kicking the ball so hard with a very hard pressure or very strong force they have applied, but that is also being saved by a goalkeeper. Goalkeeper tries his hard to save the ball, so that means he is applying the force. In cricket also you might have seen cricket. So here is a hockey one, but I'm just talking about the cricket one. Cricket also, a person who is applying this, the batting player is applying so much of force by the help of the bat on the ball, so that ball can strike towards the boundary. That may be 6 or that may be 4, whatever they are trying for. They are trying too hard. They are trying to apply more force so that it will be having a tremendous effect on the ball. Even the same time, the person who is fielding, the bowler also. So everyone is applying the force equally on the ball, so that everybody is trying to win the race or to win the competition or to win the event. That's why they all do the same activities. You can see here one the example. A hockey player strikes the ball by his hockey bat so that it can reach to the goal, and here is one other player, the fielding player, holding the ball, and he has stopped the ball to before it reaches to the boundary. So these are the examples of where we apply the force, and so many examples are there. You can also write by your own will. That means force is nothing but it is a push or pull, we can say. Actions like picking, opening, shutting the doors, kicking a ball, hitting a cricket ball, lifting a bag, flicking, pushing, pulling are often used to describe a certain task. You might have seen also in school, also during the time of classes. So after the classes, you all play with each other. So somebody pushes to each other, pushes, another one is pulling to each other. So these are all examples of forces you might have seen. That's why when somebody is pulling to you, your speed reduces. Your speed also reduces. That is the example of the kabaddi player. When a kabaddi player in the opposite team, he hits one other person and try to run back to his own team. So by that time, others are trying to pull him backward and to keep it in the and to make him out also. So these are the examples of the forces. So let me show you. This is called force. So force is nothing but it is a pushing or pulling effect which produces motion in an object. Here are some of the examples of the activity 11.1, and this table 11.1 gives some of the examples. I have taught today 127, 128 and 129, 3 pages, and my plan is to teach you. Description of the situation, you can see moving a book placed on the table. Was that a pushing, or is that a pulling, or is that a lifting? Action can be also done in the grouped as a push or a pull. तो यहाँ पे दिखा गया था पुश में भी हो सकता है एंड पुलिंग में भी हो सकता है. तो यहाँ पे तुम लोग लिखना पड़ेगा ओपनिंग और शटिंग ए डोर. क्या क्या हो सकता है बताओ. लिफ्टिंग, डोर तो कभी लिफ्ट नहीं हो सकता बच्चों. हाँ, लिफ्टिंग द सेंस जैसे कि यदि शटर होगा, शटर देन वी उसे हम लिफ्ट करते रहते हैं. या फिर अदर देन दैट डोर्स आर देन दैट कैन बी पुल्ड or that can be pushed. So obviously we are not saying pulling, we are saying pushing. हम लोग जब डोर बंद करते हैं तभी हम लोग क्या करते हैं, उसे पुश करते हैं डोर को, पीछे से उसे पुश करने से बंद होता है. And while opening we are pulling the door. You might have seen कभी कभी डोर्स को लिखा जाता है pull it or push it to open. So that is an example. Drawing a bucket of water from the well, you can see that is a lifting. That's not a pushing or pulling. Pulling बोल सकते हैं, not a pushing. So pulling or lifting a bucket of water. A football player taking a penalty kick. That is an example of what? पुशिंग, पेनल्टी किक मारा वो बॉल को, एंड जो कि बॉल गोल के आसपास जा सकता है, सो दैट्स ए एग्जांपल ऑफ द पुशिंग. So these are some examples. This activity you can do like that. Do notice that each of the actions can be grouped as a pull or a push also. The both can be infer for this, that is a moving object, it has to be pushed or pulled. In science, push or pull on an object is called force. So science में push और pull ही नहीं बोला जाता था force बोल के. Force के लिए बहुत सारे definitions है. So जैसे कि मैं और एक definition आप लोगों को बताना चाहूँगा बच्चों. A force is an agent which produces acceleration in a body. Force is an agent which produces acceleration in a body. This can be a definition, or you can also say the what is available in your book. A pushing or a pulling effect produced in an object due to a cause is known as force. And this force SI unit has been discovered by Sir Isaac Newton, and the new SI unit was named after his subtitle as Newton only. So SI unit of force is Newton. It is also called as a kilogram meter second to inverse. Kilogram meter second to inverse. I am repeating, these questions are available in the notes, so please write it. Forces are due to the interaction also. Suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. Will the car move due to his presence? Never. Suppose the man now begins to push the car, that is applies a force on it. The car may begin to move in the direction of the applied force, that the man has to push the car to make it move. देखिए आप बच्चों, यहाँ पे 11.2 A फिगर, B फिगर, C फिगर. ए फिगर में बंदा खड़ा ही था कार के पीछे. बी नंबर फिगर में कार को धकेला. जैसे कभी कभी ऐसे भी होता है, गाड़ी हमारा स्टार्ट नहीं होता है, किसी को धकेलना पड़ता है. जाके हम लोग पीछे खड़ा हो जाने से क्या गाड़ी जो भी होगा जो स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा स्टार्ट हो जाएगा? बिल्कुल नहीं, उसे धकेलना पड़ेगा. तो धकेला, कैसे धकेला बताओ? सो व्हेन ही इज इन कंटैक्ट विद द कार, उसने अपना हाथ से कार को पुश किया. दैट इज अनटिल एंड अनलेस ही डिडंट पुश द कार वाज नॉट मूविंग. But when he touched the car, when he has interacted with the car, then car is moved. This is called as a forces due to interaction. So when two bodies are interacted, where one is applying the force on another, due to which the another body moves in the direction of the force applied, is called as interaction force or called forces due to interaction. Here you can see who is pushing to whom. पता नहीं चल रहा है कि दोनों के दोनों इक्वली एंड शायद पुश करें एक दूसरे के ऊपर. शायद तुम लोग भी ऐसे खेलते होगे बच्चों, जैसे कि 11.3 B में दिया गया, who is pulling to whom. So when you are turning round by holding each other's hand, so you have to pull each other and with equal force, so that there will be the forces will be balanced and you can move in one place. You might have seen also, यहाँ पे देखो जैसे who is pulling to whom. Even bullock doesn't want to go to the destination where the man or where the farmer is pulling. You can see, so bullock doesn't want to go away from the place. That's why bullock is also pulling, but man is also pulling. So finally you might have seen कि okay, man succeeds. Why? Because the rope is been tied of this bullock. That part is the soft part, जो कि neck region होता है. So by the help of the neck, bullock cannot pull so long time, and it cannot even have the effect on that. That's why farmer only succeeds, because that is the soft part. जैसे कि हाथियों को भी हम लोग जंजीर से उनका पाँव को बांध के रखते हैं, ना कि उनका गले को बांधने से वो तोड़ देंगे. तो जो पार्ट को हम लोग बांधने से वो लोग हमें वो खींच नहीं सकते, वहाँ पे उनका फोर्सेस बहुत ही कम रहता है, वो लोग वहाँ पे फोर्स बहुत कम अप्लाई कर पाएंगे. तो जनरली उसी जगह को हम लोग वही एनिमल्स को बांधते हैं. सो दिस आर सम एग्जांपल्स गाइस. सो सब फोर्सेस आर ड्यू टू द इंटरेक्शन. Let me show you some few examples. I have prepared it. जैसे कि first question, define what is force, state SI unit of force. These are the very easy questions. You can write it down. मैं कुछ example दे रहा हूँ आप लोगों को. एक नंबर का आंसर. What is force? Force is push, or you can write like this: a push or pull. A push or pull which is produced due to a cause is known as force, or you can say force is an agent which produces acceleration. State its SI unit of force and state another type of unit too. SI unit of force is Newton and its another type of unit is kilogram meter per second square. गिव 3 एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ फोर्सेस प्रोड्यूस मोशन इन अ बॉडी, जिससे बॉडी के अंदर मोशन प्रोड्यूशन हो सकता है. एग्जाम्पल इज द किकिंग ए फुटबॉल लाइंग ऑन द ग्राउंड. तो व्हेन यू किकिंग ए फुटबॉल विच इज़ ग्राउंड में वो सिर्फ पड़ा हुआ है तो मोशन में वो आ सकता है. ओवल एग्जाम्पल. देन नंबर 2, हिटिंग ए बॉल बाय द हेल्प ऑफ बाय द हेल्प ऑफ द हॉकी स्टिक, दैट इज एन एग्जाम्पल. नंबर 3 एग्जाम्पल, कुछ और भी आप लोग लिख भी सकते हो जिसमें मोशन प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है, जैसे कि पुशिंग ए कार और कहीं स्टार्टिंग ए बाइक एंड मूविंग इन द डायरेक्शन एंड विच द गियर इज अप्लाइड और द फोर्स इज अप्लाइड. सो दैट इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ दिस. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स आप लोगों के लिए हैं. सो नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल देखिए यहाँ पर 9 नंबर क्वेश्चन. इज देयर एनी फोर्स एक्टिंग ऑन द मैंगो? इफ यस स्टेट देन. सो इट्स आई हैव ड्रॉन वन प्लांट and having mango fruits in that and one of the mango has fallen down. तो वहाँ पे भी कुछ फोर्स अप्लाई हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. यदि हो रहा है तो कौन सा टाइप का फोर्स अप्लाई हो रहा है ये लिखना है. तो ये इतना तक करो आज आप लोग. थैंक यू.